Hello, Trish Jenkins here on Trish TV, and we have a very special guest to hear, Stacey Huish of 1000 Ripple Effects. And my goodness, she knows better than anyone how one simple action persistently and just one start, one thing that you do, one story can have 1000 ripple effects going out to just be amazing for other people to be blessed. We're going to talk about how Stacey has pulled together a group of authors to bring some inspiring work to people to help change their lives and to bring encouragement. We're also going to be talking about her journey of resilience in putting this thing together, because it's taken a long time and there's been setbacks, and she has overcome those setbacks. And my goodness, I can't wait to get in. Where we are, Stacey is always on the go, and I have managed to pin her down. That's why she's in a park. So forgive us for the technology that might be a little staticky, but we've got backup plans for that. But I didn't want to miss the opportunity to talk with Stacey. So I said, Stacey, I will get you. I will take you anywhere I can have you. So here we are. We've pinned her down, and here she is. And we're going to talk to her right after this.
The strongest prison bars are in your head. Leaders and teams, it's time for a jailbreak.
Wow, and welcome to the program, Stacey.
Thank you for having me here, Trish, and thank you to all the listeners who are listening in live today. And for anyone who's not, let us know if you're listening to the replay, and let us know where you're from. Give us a little bit of a wave or heart joy or something. So yes.
Yes, so pop a comment in the chat. And especially if you are one of the authors in, I'm thinking 1000 authors, not quite 1000 authors. Is it, Stacey? How's it going?
Yes, there's 1000 authors in the book.
It is 1000 authors, and
yes,
I'm one of them. I'm thrilled to be one of them, privileged and thrilled to be one of them. So I appreciate that. So Stacey, tell us about what 1000 Ripple Effects is, and just give us an overview of the project and your heart for it.
Okay, well, 1000 Ripple Effects has a little bit of a long history, but I'm going to shorten it down. So what happened is I was given a vision. I wanted to make a massive difference to the lives of children everywhere around the world, and specifically those kids who are in the foster care system. Because what happens, Trish, is once the kids turn 18, like they're living in foster care homes, they turn 18 and they're asked to leave the home. And once they leave the home, the statistics is that 71% of them are now homeless and 47% are unemployed. And those statistics are absolutely enormously high. And what most people don't understand is that these kids don't have family. There's no backup. There's no one to go home to. There's no one to pick up the phone and go, hi, Mum, can I come home? I need a roof over my head. Or Dad, I need a bit of help. They don't have any of those things. There's no backup for them. So
okay, hold on. I need to park there a bit, because this is important. These are foster kids. They go through the foster system. They might go to several different primary schools, high schools, different families. And then when they're 18, it's see you later, love. And
yes.
And I know from my experience with foster people, they might get a little bit of money to get them started, to maybe help them get into a job or something to help them. And then, but if they haven't been trained in how to handle that or how to use it, and it's not a lot, then once that's gone, they're pretty well on their own, and they haven't got that emotional support. So everything that you do is around making a difference in the lives of these young adults who've had such a disadvantaged past. I just wanted to get clear on just the serious impact that this is.
Well, it's not just that. It's everything that you've just said there, but they're on their own, not just emotionally, but in life in general. Okay,
Yeah.
And 18-year-olds there's actually scientific medical studies that show that the brain, the adult brain, does not form inside the head until the age of 26. And it doesn't matter whether they're boys or girls, the adult brain doesn't form until the age of 26. So at the age of 18, their brain is still a child's brain. They still think like a child, act like a child, behave like a child, make decisions like a child. Even though that the government says that they're 18, they're an adult, they can drink, smoke, have sex, and all these other things, go to nightclubs and drive a car and get a license, their brain is still not able to make adult decisions. And they have no life experience. They have no life experience paying bills, living on their own, cooking, cleaning, looking after places or anything like this. But at the age of 18, they're turfed out. And this happens with the majority of them, not all of them, but the majority. It is bye-bye, you're 18, you're adult, you can handle yourself, off you go, good luck, sayonara, see you later. Hope you make it out there. But 71% of them are homeless at the age of 18. And there's many different factors that actually impact on this. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm actually building a community center, a place to call home for all those kids who've left the foster care system. They've turned 18. Everybody is welcome, whether they're boys or girls, 18 right up to I'm not even putting an age limit on it. I've actually put together a full 8-year program so that they can actually stay with me for 8 years. We go through life skills. We go through parenting skills. We take them through their rite of passage. And the rite of passage is about becoming an adult, learning what it is to be an adult and how to be an adult. Not just an adult, but for the boys, they learn how to be men. And for the girls, they learn how to be women, right? And there's employment programs, there's apprenticeship study programs. I've got some peace work in different countries that they can be involved in and things like that. I've got a whole bunch of different programs for these kids. So basically, the 1,000 Ripple Effects book is about bringing members of the community together that will...
That's so good.
Actually share their advice for all these kids that will sort of become like a surrogate mum or a surrogate dad, the mum and dad that they never had. Okay. And this is what's important for these kids, is that they need guidance. They need parenting. They need education. They need people to teach them things, not just, you got it wrong and punish them, which is what we seem to be living in at the moment. Nobody wants to teach, educate, and guide, but they all want to go, well, you should know better. You're an adult. Since you got it wrong, here's the punishment, right? And I want to stop all of that, and I want to put in place all the teaching, the guiding, the educating. This is how you handle adult situations. This is how you handle a situation that you're facing right at the moment, and give them the steps that they actually need, because nobody wants to do that these days. And this is the saddest part. So
very easy to blame and to despair and just go tut and think what ratbags they are. Now, these books are not yet out.
No.
They're coming, and the date's to be announced. So there's a website called 1000rippleeffects.com. But if people want to know more about this, and I will revisit this, but if people want to know more, here is the best place, you said, is on Facebook, is a community group called 1000 Ripple Effects. So if you're listening to this, then just make a note, 1000 Ripple Effects. I'll pop that in so just type in 1000 Ripple Effects on Facebook and you will find the community group, and you can join that, and that will keep you posted on when things, there we go, we're just promoting this interview, on when these books are going to be available. 1,000 authors. What a journey. Now, you and I met in, probably 2011-ish. And you said to me, I'm working on this project and I want to have 1,000 authors share their story. I'm going to come in close because you're on your phone. 1,000 authors, and I want you to be one of the 1,000. And I was so honored that you considered my story and what I could contribute to be helpful. But you lived resilience as well. Now, there was a time you were trying to put this has been a long time coming. So there's a lot in it and it's going to be so worthwhile. But talk to me about the journey of putting these 1,000 authors together, putting these books together, these stories. Talk to me about that journey.
Okay, so basically what happened is I contacted 1,000 different people and I asked them to each write a story. So every person had to write a story answering the question, what advice do you give the 15 to 21-year-olds becoming an adult? And they could write on any topic they want: life, business, relationships, marketing, finance, money, truth, honesty, karma, anything at all that they wanted to write on. And I personally invited all these different people from different walks of life. Our youngest contributor is about 11 years old in our book, and our oldest contributor is way up in the 90s. He's about 96 or 98 or somewhere there. So we've got all sorts of different people, all sorts of different backgrounds, walks of life. The advice that's in this book is absolutely amazing, from practical skill sets to know-hows to really heartfelt letters that the women or the men have written that really feel like they are personally talking to these kids as if they were their own children. And we've got steps, we've got all sorts of little things that the kids are going to really, really need once they start going out there in life. It's been an amazing journey.
That's just brilliant. And it's more than one book. You've got a series of 6 books there. We're just getting a little bit of Wi-Fi.
And I put all the story.
Okay, so what we'll do here is show you once again. It was one book, and now there's a series of 6. So I'm just going to, when your Wi-Fi plays up, I'm just going to bring up this book and recap them. Yeah, recap on what we were talking about. That's okay. Here. All right then. So the next thing, you're breaking up here, Stacey. So
being silly today.
That's okay. Would you, maybe we might turn your camera off so we can hear you better. That might be good for the broadcast, and we'll keep the picture up, because I also want to talk to you. So apologies there, but that's where internet things happen, and we just move on. We adapt and we move on. So what did I have over here? Was that a picture of you? There you go. There's a lovely picture of you right there. Look how lovely she is. And her emphasis is on learn. Now, this has been a journey. We've heard about the books, and it's a series of books because 1,000 authors can't really fit into just one, and they're coming out. So, Stacey, talk to me about the difficulties you faced with putting this together by yourself. And then I know there were some extra challenges that you were telling me about. So talk to me about what were the obstacles that you faced in this project?
So basically, Trish, what happened is I started this journey. I gathered all the stories. I started putting them into the books and things. Now, when I started this journey, I didn't know how to put a book together at all. And I've actually learnt all the different steps along the way. And this has been a challenging journey. I won't say it's been difficult, but it's definitely been a quote that I say for all those who have a vision. The war cry of those who have a vision is, I learned how to do it myself. And that's exactly what I've done along the way. Is I learned how to format the books. I learned how to put the page margins in. I learned how to put the stories in. I learned how to put page numbers and headers and footers and all sorts of stuff I didn't even know how to do when I started this journey. And I've had to find someone to do editing, and I've just learned how to do it. And most people, what they don't understand is when you're learning how to do something, there's actually a learning curve, and that can take a couple of months to learn how to do all of this. And when there's 1,000 stories in here and there's 6 books altogether, it takes 6 times the amount that it does to just do one book. So, and in the beginning I was a little bit slow because I was still learning how to do it all, but by the 6th book I was pretty fast. Book 1, that's where all the learning happened, and by number 6 I was, I can do this, straight through. So it's been a fascinating journey. It's been a very interesting journey. It's been lots of late nights, early mornings. It's been just getting stuff done. One of the books actually did crash, and I actually had to re-put the whole thing back together again because the whole thing got corrupted or whatever it was. And I just went, okay, no problems. Well, thank goodness I've got a backup copy. And I had backup copies along the whole way and stuff. So I just reverted back to the backup copies because I did make copies just in case something like that did happen. So we've had a number of challenges. I've overcome every single challenge. I've learned how to do it myself. Everything that's needed to be done, I've done it. Just get on with it. And that's what I tell people. There's always 250 ways to solve a problem, right? So if one way is not working, find another way.
That's just incredible. And a lot of people would give up, but the great lesson in that is you learn things once. So as you said, you learned how to do these things, and then you were able to reproduce that when you were doing the other books. Yes, it was a lot more work, but some of those things you already knew how to do. And it's amazing what you can learn using the internet and finding resources when you have to be resourceful. It's amazing having that mindset of not why can't I, but how can I? How can I get this done? Because your vision was so big, and so your vision was so important to you, your desire, your heart's desire for this, that was your determination to keep going. And I do believe that people catch that vision and that passion that you have and that care, and they are there to help where they can. So when you needed 1,000 authors, it's not like they all popped up, but as you spoke to people, they appeared and stepped forward and said, yep, I'm going to contribute. Now, you might have had to chase a few of them up, but when your vision is one that touches people's hearts, people, the right people who are meant to hop on that bus with you will come together. And it's quite exciting. And it's amazing what you can learn. But it wasn't all smooth sailing, was it? You were talking to me about a pretty serious health setback that I'd like to chat with you about. Now, I know you can't tell everyone, this is what cured my endometriosis, and you can do this too, because that's not allowed. What you can do is share your journey of what helped you. And there are lots and lots of women out there suffering terrible pain from endometriosis. And while I'm not telling them to do what you've done, listening to your story, they may like to try for themselves to find out what might work for them. Am I allowed to put it that way, Stacey? Can you take it through? Correct me.
You've already said it, so that's what you've said. I'm just going to
That's what I've
try
said.
and
I'll
turn
be the
this
one who
camera
gets in
on
trouble.
because I think it would be easier.
Yes.
Yeah. So are we? Oh, awesome. All right. It's going to be so much easier if they're listening to actually me and not to an image.
Yes.
So what happened is that I put the book together, the 1,000 Ripple Effects book, and I was sitting there and I was in really terrible pain. And I knew that if I didn't do something about this pain, there was no way I could go on a speaker circuit. There's no way I could publish the book. There's no way I could actually run the community center or a place to call home for all these kids. And I went, well, in order for all of these types of things to happen, I need to deal with and eliminate the pain that I am in. Okay?
Right.
And I had been to doctors. This is not a new thing. I had actually been to 8 different doctors. I'd been to 3 different hospitals. Every time I went, I said, hey, I'm in really terrible pain. I think there's something really wrong with me. And, and what happened is the doctors would say, no, there's nothing wrong with you. It's all just women's issues. There's nothing we can do for you. Pain is normal. And just go home, put a hot water bottle on yourself, take some Panadol, and that was it. And I just got to the point where I said, this is ridiculous. I'm in terrible pain. The doctors are not listening to what I am doing. I have to study medicine. I have to find out what is wrong with me. So I actually went to medical school. I went to the library in the medical school where they keep all the medical books. And these are the exact same medical books that the doctors use to study medicine to become doctors. Okay. And I asked if I could please borrow some of these medical books. And the library said, no, you cannot. The only people who are allowed to borrow medical books are the students who are enrolled to study medicine or nursing or some type of medical degree. Now, I had no intention of becoming a doctor or a nurse. I didn't want to enroll in anything like that. All I wanted to do was get some information and some knowledge. I said, no problem, easy done. You can stop me from borrowing the books, but what you can't do is stop me from actually reading the books. So I turned up to the medical school library every day. I sat in the chair at the desk and I just read all the books in the library. That's what I did. I took pen and paper with me. I took lots of notes. And what I did was I just went through, it took me about 3 to 3.5 months to actually find out what was actually wrong with me. After going through several different medical conditions, going, no, it's not this, no, it's not that, it's not this, it's not that, no, 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 no. Oh, finally, I have found what's wrong with me. I've got endometriosis. And I went, okay. So then I started, and once I knew what that was, that's when the real study started. And I learned what is endometriosis, what causes endometriosis, and how do I fix it? How do I get rid of this stuff out of my body and out of my system? And what my journey and all my reading and my study and my long hours in medical school, it taught me that everything comes down to nutritional deficiencies. There'll be a vitamin or a mineral deficiency somewhere that's causing the liver not to work properly, that's causing metabolism not to work properly. And when the liver doesn't work properly, it doesn't metabolize estrogen properly. When that doesn't happen, that's when we're getting all of these other symptoms, right? So I was tracing all the symptoms right back to the root cause. What's the root cause of that? What causes that? What causes this? What causes that? What causes that? What causes that? And every time I came back to nutritional deficiencies. So I went to the doctor. I asked him to do all my blood tests for me of all my vitamins and minerals. And I found I was very nutritionally deficient. So then I went back to my medical books and I studied and I learned how to fix nutritional deficiencies in my body. And that's what I've been doing. Now, it does actually take up to 2 years to fix a nutritional deficiency. Okay.
Wow.
And this is what most people don't understand. They go, oh, yeah, I took some vitamins for a week, didn't work. Took them for a month, it didn't work. Of course it doesn't work. You haven't done it for 2 years. You actually have to do it for that amount of time. Now, hormonal imbalance does actually take up to 3 years, and it can take longer than 3 years to actually correct itself, right? So all of these women that go, oh, yeah, I went to the naturopath and I did all this and I did that and I did it for a month. Yeah, well, it's not going to work. You haven't done it for long enough. You actually need to do it for 3+ years. It could take 5 or 6 years to fix it. Depends on your body, your system, and everything else that's there, working, not working, interacting, and with everything else, right? So I'm only partway through my journey. I haven't gotten right to the end of the journey yet. I'm still in the middle of this journey. But what I have done is I've actually taken the pain away. What I have done is I got my life back, right? There's no more pain. I got my life back. I can function and I can do things again. And I just went, now that I can function, now that there's no more pain in my body, now that I can actually sit at a desk, I can stand, I can walk, I can stand up on stage and speak, I can be in front of cameras like I am here today being interviewed. Let's make this happen. Let's publish this book. Let's get it out there into the world. Let's build the community center. Let's get a place to call home up and running for these kids. So that's what I did. I did have a setback, but I never, ever, 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 ever let it stop me. Don't let anything ever stop you from doing what you want to do in life.
Oh my goodness, Stacey. Wow. I've just got to park there for a minute. not only did you have this big vision, you were suffering shocking pain. And it's true. When you're in physical pain, it limits what you can do. When you're sick, you cannot perform at your optimum. And so you just went, you know what? I've got to find this stuff out. So
Yes.
you have been able, through nutrition, to improve your health
Yes.
and just, now, and I know you're not allowed to say, that this will do this, but nobody does in the medical field. But the fact that you've been able to get your body balanced up better, and you're not out of the woods yet. You as you said, you've still got a little way to go, but you've been able to do your own research, find those places where, sit and read those books that you were not allowed to borrow. My goodness. And be so determined to learn. I just want to congratulate you and take my hat off to you, because what you did, you fought for yourself, you fought for your health, and in doing so, you were able to continue the journey of your vision for these books that are then going to make a difference for these um, outgrown foster kids, these people that are young adults who need a way to to be able to grow. So your desire to help someone else actually ended up helping you, because I wonder if you would have gone on such an intense journey of health had you, I mean, maybe you would have for your own comfort, but you had that extra motivation, that sense of meaning to persist and to keep going. That's just brilliant. That so inspires me.
Thanks, Trish. I
Yeah.
just tell people, if you've got a vision out there, go and make it happen. Don't let anything ever stop you. Don't let pain stop you either. I truly believe that I would have still gone to medical school and still educated myself on different medical things that I needed to know to actually get rid of the pain. The pain was really bad. And
Oh,
um,
shocking.
just like, and this is what happened is, now that I actually understand this, I actually wanted to make this one of the 1,000 ripple effects that we actually put out there into the world, right? Is there's actually 176 million women suffering with endometriosis pain,
Ooh.
and they suffer terribly. They're in bed, they can't work, they can't stand, they can't sit in a chair, they can't eat food. It really does affect their life terribly. And all I do is, I've actually got a website page. It's a www.1000rippleffects.com/endometriosis. If you go straight there, you'll actually be able to read my whole story, and hopefully we'll be able to get to at least some of those 176 million women who are suffering, and actually be able to help some of those women as well. Okay, so the more people that we can actually help out there in the world, the more people that will actually benefit from this as well. And this is part of the 1,000 ripple effects philosophy, is that we don't ask for donations, Trish. What we do is we actually build businesses. And so this is one of the businesses that I've actually built. Say goodbye to your endometriosis pain forever. And you can actually
Wow.
read the story. If you've only got 5 minutes, read the 5-minute version. If you've got a half an hour or so, read the half-hour version. It's all there. And it tells you what I
Brilliant.
did, what I found, and how I got rid of my pain as well. So,
Well, that is absolutely brilliant, Stacey. So I'm glad we got to show people this as well, so they can go there and find out a little bit more about that. Now, what I'd like to do is go back to your. I want to remind people to have a look at the 1000 Ripple Effects Facebook page.
yep,
You can join that community, have a look there, and Stacey will let you know when the books are ready. If you or you know anyone with endometriosis pain, then there's some more details about what has helped other people that may or may not be suitable for you, but at least you can be informed and find out about that. Now, if this has been a blessing to you, I would love it if you would like, comment, share this broadcast with people, forward it on. If you're watching the replay, then yes, by all means, like and comment, but forward it on to somebody who may be suffering that might need to be encouraged, and to find out more about the 1000 Ripple Effects authors' books that are coming out to be inspiring. And all of this is working towards helping disadvantaged young adults who've been through the foster system. Stacey, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on. And I so look forward to seeing when they all come out, which is going to be this year. It'll be soon. So thank you for joining us, everyone. Thank you, Stacey.
Thank you, Trish, so much for having me. Thank you to all the listeners out there as well. And I'll catch you next time.
You will. See you next time, everyone.
Bye.
So, there we go. That was great. Oh, hang on. In broadcast, I got carried away.